Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the whole flock of Israel, to the Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians. Got to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, the Most High, the Heavenly Father. His Hebrew name is Yahweh, not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not God, not Elohim, not Most High, not Lord, not Yah, not Jah, not Ahai, not Allah, not Abba, not Yahuwah. It's Yahweh, and his only begotten Son name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shah. Not Yahshua, not Yeshua, not Jesus Christos, not Jesus Christ, not Serapis Christos, not Yeshaya, not Yehoshua. It's Yahweh Shah. So we got to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rekah, Korash. Double honors to the apostles and elder bishop and elders of great millstone who rule well, who teach well. Who are the apostles and elder bishop and elders of great millstone who rule, who are the apostles and elders of great millstone. In the sincere salutation to all the occupant pushing this truth and believing this truth like four winds of the earth, the entire world, shedding light to the hopeful elect. Shalom to the Agua who are listening, learning. If you sisters are listening, learning. Coming into another lesson in truth, facts, faith, and edification. The data edification, Lord, will be able to find. So I titled this lesson, They Are Confederating Without D. Dealing with these other heathen, dealing with these heathen nations, confederating against Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Dealing with America, because the Russians are Edomites as well. The Turkeys are Edomites, but dealing with the nations that was joined to America, being allies through the UN, they are now confederating against Babylon the Great North America. And just a few articles I want to read. Now, Argentina was also one of the nations that's supposed to have been joining the BRICS, along with Saudi Arabia, Iran, Egypt, and other nations. So this is an article, read from the phone and say Argentina rejects BRICS invitation amid Malia's rise to power. Whoever Malia is, let me see. Argentina has confirmed that it will not join BRICS, a group of emerging economies that includes Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. It's a Diana Medino, the future foreign minister of Malia, confirmed the decision on her social media accounts. So they ain't joined. They said in August 2023 at the 15th BRICS summit in Johannesburg, South Africa, the group announced the inclusion of 6 new countries: Argentina, Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates. However, after the election of Malia, a vocal critic of BRICS, and its member Argentina reversed its position and declined the invitation. And eventually they're gonna have to join or they're gonna suffer. So here's another article. It say US dollar closes a third consecutive losing week. Focus shift to employment data. And I don't know if you saw the it's a just throwing some things. There's a uh um what's it called? A trailer of this guy Denzel Washington playing Hannibal, man. I had put a trailer in our WhatsApp chat about maybe two or 3 weeks ago. I saw it, but I want to get to these main articles. I just saw those and thought I'd mention it. So let's go to, matter of fact, let me read it. Let me open this up and read some of this. It's the U.S. dollar index have shown a modest decline, trading at 103.15 despite Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell. The November ISM manufacturing PMI came in lower than expected but didn't trigger any significant downward movements in the greenback. What seems to weaken the currency is that markets aren't buying Powell's hankishness, and eventually we know what a greenback is headed. So let me go to this article here. Now this is BRICS. It's a UAE ditches US dollar for oil trade. The United Arab Emirates is asking BRICS countries to settle oil trade in local currencies and not the US dollar. The Middle Eastern nation is aiming to diversify its economy partnership by renewing payment methods for oil trade deals. The UAE is approaching China, Russia, India, and Egypt, among other nations, to pay local currencies for oil settlement and sideline the US dollar. It's a According to a report, the UAE is in talks with 15 countries and is promoting local currency payments, ending reliance on the US on the US dollar. The what is this? The realigning of bilateral strategic partnership could lead to a paradigm shift in the financial approach of BRICS countries. Controlling the globe, controlling the global oil sector by ending reliance on the US dollar could make BRICS turn into an economic powerhouse, which we know because it's already prophecy in Ezekiel. It reads, the UAE has already initiated oil trade deals in local currencies by sidelining the US dollar with BRICS member India. Over 1 million barrels of oil were shipped to India by the UAE, and the payment was settled in the ruble. The oil deal was initiated in September this year and was a historical shift away from the USD. In addition, Saudi Arabia also announced that it is open to accepting local currencies for oil shipments. The kingdom is looking to receive both the US dollar and other currencies to diversify its reserves. In conclusion, BRICS countries are using the oil sector as a weapon to bring the US dollar down globally. Also, if many more countries begin to pay in local currencies for oil, the US dollar will be badly hit. After China, the Middle East is now taking the de-dollarization initiatives forward across the world. You see it. It's happening, man. But this is Yahweh Shema Shai using the elites to do this. Now let me get this next article here. And Shalom to all the Akim Walk tuning in. Yahweh Shema Shai Barakatham. Now here's another one. This one say BRICS. Less than 10% of Russia's oil sold in US dollars. So let's get this one. Just a few articles I want to read. I saw these and just making a few points. Nigeria. It's a Nigeria set to replace Argentina in expansion. 20 new countries ready to join BRICS alliance. 20 new countries, man. Prophecies unfolding real time. So this is less than 10% of Russia's oil sold in US dollars. The White House pressed sanctions. The White House pressed sanctions against Israel. I mean, it's like against Russia in February 2022 for its role in invading and waging war against its neighboring country, Ukraine. The Russian economy came to a standstill as it struggled to conduct business with other countries without the US dollar. However, BRICS came to the rescue of Russia as the alliance kickstarted the de-dollarization initiative and began using local currencies for crude oil payments, sidelining the US dollar. BRICS members, China, India, Saudi Arabia, and UAE, among others, pay the Chinese yuan for Russia oil and not the US dollar. Russia is now exporting crude oil to BRICS and other developing countries without accepting the US dollar as payment. The majority of the cross-border transactions are settled in local currencies like the Chinese yuan and ruble. Additionally, Saudi Arabia procured cheap Russian oil and also laundered it throughout Europe. Russia crude oil is now available at discounted prices due to the sanctions, and other countries are making the most out of it. India saves 7 billion a year by paying in local currencies for oil and not the US dollar. Moreover, the BRICS is strengthening their native economies by putting local currencies first and not the US dollar. Yeah, man. It's a BRICS members, BRICS member Russia sold crude oil in local currencies across the world and used the US dollar for less than 10% of all transactions, reported Business Insider. Around 90% of the oil settlements were initialed in local currencies like the Chinese yuan and the Russian ruble. Even the Gulf Corporations Council, the GCC, had revealed that the bloc will provide business to Russia using local currencies, and it say in that way, the Russian economy could sail safely and stand tall despite the U.S. sanctions. Both BRICS and the GCC are helping Russia conduct business without the US dollar for crude oil. In conclusion, Russia seemed to have successfully bypassed the US sanctions with the help of other developing countries. Sound like treason to me. Sound like treason. So, oh, and before I get these precepts, let me show you this I just saw. Now, this is crazy, but it's supposed to be this way because Esau Edom, the so-called white man, was set up to destroy Jake, man, however possible. That's what the scripture tell you that he in Isaiah 10. Let me read it. He calls the righteous to do wickedly, man, because them niggas is wicked, man. Let me read this first. Look at this madness. Look at this madness right here, man. U.S. allows pork plants to keep operating at accelerated speeds. Why? Because he saw even the so-called white man is destroying the earth, man. This is Isaiah 10 and 1. Woe to him that decree unrighteous decrees and that write grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor among people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless. And what will ye do in the day of visitation, and in the desolation which shall come from far? To whom will ye yield for help, and where will ye leave your glory? Who they gonna go to for help? The demon niggas. U.S. allows pork plants to keep operating at accelerated speeds. Yeah, let me get this. Let me get it from the phone. Damn demons, man. Let's read a little bit of this. And I'm going back to these nations, the nations that separate from America. You damn bastards. Let me put it on the screen. Which I already got it, Devin. Let me put this up. Is it up here? Oh no, they don't got it like I got it on the phone. Okay. They ain't showing it, but on the phone they got pigs hanging. I guess it ain't meant for me to show it. They got pigs hanging up, man. Let me see. Nope, it ain't even up there. Okay. You know what about it? I was gonna leave that to still. They won't even show it. They got pigs hanging up in the arc on the phone. It said a pig site. It says the U.S. Department of Agriculture (USDA) has said it will extend up to 90 days a trial program that allows 6 U.S. pork plants to operate faster processing line speeds while collecting data on how the speeds affect meat packing workers, report Reuters. You damn demons, man. Anyway, I just want to show that. You damn demons, man. So let me go back to this. Damn demons, man. Just one more. So I'm gonna get of course, Obadiah 1 and 7. Because the allies of America, man, they are leaving Babylon the Great. It's Obadiah 1 and 7. It reads, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. And it's talking about these other nations. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee, which is a future prophecy of them of Babylon the Great being destroyed. It say and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Let's get this word prevail. They have prevailed against thee. Bear with me here while this come up. Don't seem like it take it forever. All right. Let's go to Obadiah. And this is our prophecy, man. The Lord said this was going to happen in the end days. This is oh yeah. The word prevail, H3201. It says
Strong's H3201. Yahol. Yahol.
it say to prevail, overcome, endure, have power, be able to gain or accomplish, be able to endure, be able to reach, prevail over or against, overcome by victor, to have ability, have strength. Strong definition, it says power, prevail, endure, attain. And we watching these nations overpower Babylon. Oh, and I want to go to this too. Let me get this. See if I can pull this up. Let me get this. Bear with me here. Let me get this. Because it said these nations is overcoming. They said U.S. and the allies is getting around U.S. sanctions, man. Russia and the BRICS is getting around U.S. sanctions, right? I don't know if this is the same one. Let me see. I'm gonna read some of this though. It says this is it's called economic warfare, right? In international law, it reads economic warfare, the use of or the threat to use economic means against a country in order to weaken its economy and thereby reduce its political and military power. Economic warfare also includes the use of economic means to compel an adversary to change its policies or behavior or to undermine its ability to conduct normal relations with other countries. Some common means of economic warfare are trade embargoes, boycotts, sanctions, tariffs, tariff discrimination, the freezing of capital assets, the suspension of aid, the prohibition of investments, and other capital flows and expirations. It say countries engaging in economic warfare seek to weaken an adversary's economy by denying the adversary access to necessary physical, financial, and tech technological resources or by otherwise inhibiting its ability to benefit from trade, financial, and technological exchanges with other countries. Economic warfare consisting of blockades and the interception of contraband among belligerents has been practiced since before the what's this Peloponnesian War, 431 404 BC in ancient Greece. The Peloponnesian War. In modern times, its uses have broadened to include putting pressure on neutral countries from which enemy countries could obtain supplies and deny potential enemy goods that might contribute in their war-making ability. They say one of the primary types of economic warfare employed in the 20th century was the embargo, sometimes total and sometimes restricted to strategic goods, i.e., those that are essentially for military purposes. They say during the Cold War, for example, the United States and its allies attempted to deny the Soviet Union and its allies access to computers, telecommunications equipment, and other technologies of high economic and military value. This is what they do. This is what Babylon the Great do, man. And I mention it a lot, man. Economic warfare is called, man. This is what these bastards do. Well, guess what? Now the Lord have raised up this bear. And again, when you read in Daniel 7, this is the same bear that had the three ribs in his mouth that was the Mede and Persian Empire, right? Who are the Medes and the Persians today, man? Russia and Iran. So, as it tell you in Revelation 13, this bear, let's get this. The Lord, there is nothing new under the sun, man. Yahweh Shema Shai is cold, strategic with the chess moves, man. Revelation 13 and 1. And I stood upon the center of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his head the name of blasphemy. And these heads, this is the Edomite beast system. It's the Edomites, man. The 7 heads, we know the 7 heads. Germana Major, Germana Minor, the French, the Spanish, the Greeks, the British, and the Romans. The 10 horns, the EU nations. This is the Edomite system. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear. This bear now is Russia. Well, when you read in Daniel 7, it was the Medes and the Persians, which is the same bear, right? The bear that had the three ribs in his mouth and raised up on one side, because the Persian army was vaster than the Medes. It's the same bear, man. I'm gonna say the same significance. I'm gonna say that it's the same. The Medes and the Persians took down the Babylonian Empire. Well, it's finna do the same thing to Babylon the Great, man. It's finna be Russia and Iran with a lot of allies this time. And who knows how many, because it tell you um that the bear conquered the three ribs that was in the bear mouth. The Medes and the Persians conquered Egypt, Babylon, and Lydia. So everybody had to fall in line, man. Well, the Lord said what in Jeremiah 50? Let's read this. This is Jeremiah 50 and 9. And it reads, For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country. They coming from Russia. And they shall set themselves in array against her, for thence shall she be taken. The arrow shall be as a mighty expert man, none shall return in vain. Let me get this. This is Jeremiah 51 and verse 27. It reads, let's read 26, 24. Jeremiah 51 and 24. And I will render to Babylon and to all the inhabitants of Chaldea all the evil that they have done in Zion, in your sight. They doing it to our people. Because Israel, so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, we are Zion. But they are doing it, it's a in Zion, in your sight. They doing it in our land, in our sight. It said all the evil that they have done in Zion, in your sight. It said in Isaiah 1 and 7, say, your enemies. Let me read that. I'm going to come back to this. See, these Edomites don't understand prophecy, man. Isaiah 1 and 7, your country is desolate. Your cities are burned with fire. Your land, strangers devour it in your presence. And it is desolated, and it is desolate as overthrown by strangers. So when we go, when you hear these slow belly small hatters, these bug outs talk about they the people, the prophecies say different, man. So back in Jeremiah 51 and 24, and I will render unto Babylon and to the inhabitants of Chaldea all that evil that they have done in Zion. This is saying I'm gonna do. The Lord said I will render unto Babylon, to America, Babylon the Great, what they doing to the Israelites, and I will render to Babylon into all the inhabitants of Chaldea, which all these inhabitants in Chaldea talking about the Edomites, all the evil that they have done in Zion in your sight, what they did to us throughout these 500 plus years in hardcore slavery and in the land, man. Saith Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain. There's only one nation of people that's destroying the earth, man. The Chinese ain't eating GMO food, man. Russia, you can't even get GMO foods in Russia, man. They put a block on that. Who got chemtrails and we eating lab grown meat, man? It's a destroying mountain, saith Yahweh, which destroyeth all the earth. There's only one nation of people. We can limit this down to one nation of people that's destroying the earth, man. Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, saith Yahweh, which destroyeth all the earth, and I will stretch out my hand upon thee and roll thee down from the rocks. Yeah, from the rocks. There was only one nation of people that lived in the caves, and will make thee a burnt mountain. And they shall not take of thee a stone for a corner, nor a stone for foundation, but thou shalt be desolate forever, saith Yahweh. Talking about Babylon the Great. Here is the code point. Verse 27. Set ye up a standard in the land, blow the trumpet among the nations, prepare the nations against her, call together against her the kingdoms of Ararat, which is in Turkey, many in Ashkenaz, appoint a captain against her, cause the horses to come up as a rough caterpillar. These horses is these nations with their missiles. Prepare against her the nations. Huh? Prepare against her, Babylon the Great, the nations with the kings of the Medes, the captains thereof, and all the rulers thereof, and all the land of his dominion. Whose dominion? Those that coming from the north country, man. Jeremiah 59. And the land shall tremble in sorrow, for every purpose of Yahweh shall be performed against Babylon to make the land of Babylon a desolation without an inhabitant, man. Again, it say, prepare against her the nations with the kings of the Medes. Who is this? We talking about the same bear in Daniel 7. That's in Revelation 13. It said it bears defeat. And when you go to Ezekiel, which I love to bring out all the time, Ezekiel 28, in verse 7, the Lord say, it reads, Behold, therefore will I bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. See, the Lord is using Edomites to take down Edomites. Yeah, yeah. All praise you. Like call out Yahweh Shema Shah, man. Let me get that. I was reading this the other day too in Habakkuk. Let me get this. Because remember it said, listen to this. Habakkuk, Salaki, Haggai 2 and 22. And I will overthrow the throne, I will overthrow the throne of kingdoms, and I will destroy the strength of the kingdoms of the heathen, and I will overthrow the chariots and those that ride in them, and the horses and their riders shall come down. Every one, what, Lord? Everyone by the sword of his brother. Hold on. Let's go back to Ezekiel. What did Esau got Jake doing right now? Killing each other by what? The sword of his own brother. What they call it? Black on black crime. It's Israelite on Israelite crime, man. What are Jake doing? These King Vons and these Pop Smokes. Who killing these niggas, man? Who Jake is Jake on Jake crime? What are they using? The sword of Esau, and they dying by the hand of their own brother. Man, everything that Esau done to us, the Lord already got it prepared for him. It was already written a time ago. Ezekiel 28:7. Behold, I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness, which is that Isaiah 19 and 2. The Egyptian against the Egyptian, man. Let's read that. So in Haggai 2, the Lord said, every man shall draw the sword against his brother, man. And who got to take down? Who got to take down the Babylonian Edomites, the Russian Edomites? This is Isaiah and 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And this is what we are watching happen, man. And they've been doing this since the Greek Empire. They've been doing it since Alexander's death, man. They established a wicked kingdom, as I tell you in our first Maccabees. After Alexander died, many evils were multiplied in the earth. That's also was that Isaiah, Proverbs 29:16. And how did they establish the Greek Empire? Through bloodshed amongst their own brothers. The Roman Empire. How did America get established? Through the bloodshed of the Spanish, French, and the British. And it's crazy, man, because the Spanish conquered the Northern Kingdom, the British conquered the Jamaicans, so-called Jamaican, the islanders, and the French conquered the damn Haitians, man. Can't make this shit up. And Judah got conquered by these American colonists, man. Show you how cold the Lord is, man. What do Levi speak? French. What do Benjamin speak? British. What do the Northern Kingdom speak? Spanish. And all these niggas is brothers, wicked brothers, man. But the Lord had us doing it too. You had Judah, Benjamin, and Levi in the Northern Kingdom battling, man. From the time the split of Solomon, it was cutthroat, man, the whole time, all the way up to right now. It's been cutthroat since the split of Solomon, man, with the 12 tribes. Same thing with the Edomites, man. The Dukes of Edom. The Lord cold, man. I was finna get let's read this in Mark 3. This is Mark 3 and 23. It reads, and he called them unto him and said unto them in parables, how can Satan cast out Satan? And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And it tell you that he have consulted shame to his own house, man, in Habakkuk 2. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but have an end. They rising up against themselves, man. This is Edomites against Edomites, man. This is let's get this one in Luke. This is Luke 11 and 17. It reads, but he knowing their thoughts said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and a house divided against a house falleth, man. And these Edomites, this is what they've been doing. And you got the elites hiding, man. Them niggas been hiding because they know. Hey, you see how you got these Edomites with these guns? They ready to go to went to the Capitol building. What you think they'll do if they knew where the elite stayed at, man? The same thing. The same thing, man. That's why they gotta run to them bunkers. Because the Lord said he would expose them and make them bare, man. The world is finding out who's who's causing all the problems in the earth, man. The world finding this out. And you got guys like these guys be talking. Jeffrey Sachs. I've been watching him a lot lately. That either might be going in because they insiders. These are the ones that's losing generational wealth and white privilege, even though they still got some kind of bag. These Chris Hedges and Peter Schiffs and Glenn Beck's. No, he a Edomite. Look how red he is. Man, listen, they are losing white privilege and generational wealth, man. And they be saying, because the one guy said the government took God out of everything. Who you think he talking about, man? He talking about the elites, man. They was the one that got a God problem, man. They want to be Godhead. They have a God complex. The Chinese ain't doing that. They cool with worshiping their God, man. Whoever their God is. The Hindus is good worshiping Shiva, man. They ain't trying to push their philosophies over the four corners of the earth. Is Esau even the so-called white man doing that, man? But now his nations, the same way, man. And what did he do? He made the nations. Well, let me get this. I was gonna read this. Revelation 17. Because the Lord put a spirit on these bastards to force people to get down with Babylon the Great with the sword, man. As the head brother Kemp always say, if the so-called white man didn't have the greatest sword, he would be nobody, man. Nobody, don't nobody like hanging around with Edomites because they Edomites. No, man. Everybody flocking to them bastards because they got the power, man. If Esau ain't have no power and he had a bag, he'll be nobody, man. He'll be just like a doodle eating Hamite, man. But it's because the so-called white man control all the resources. That's why people flock to him, man. That's why you got Jake at the plantation, love kissing ass, man. And the Lord said it in Jeremiah 20:33. He said, why trim thy way to seek love? That's what 2/3 of our people do, man. These niggas seek love because the so-called white man control the resources. Well, guess what the Lord did? He threw a monkey wrench in there, man. And now there's another bully that ain't so much a bully to the nations. He's a bully to America. So now the other allies like, man, he bullying America. Let's get down with him. What would you do? Bully been taking your stuff for years. From the time you got to high school, from fifth grade, well, in Mississippi, grew up in the country, they got all blacks go to one school and all whites go to one school. And you start fifth grade, you start high school at fifth grade where I'm from. They got it's from fifth to 12th grade on one campus. So, and I don't watch niggas bully niggas, man, growing up. Fifth through 12th grade, you see niggas getting bullied every day. Then all of a sudden, one day, you see this one dude approach this guy like, man, why you bullying them? But then he can't bully him. What are they gonna do? They gonna get down with him. That stopped the bully, man. That's just common sense. And what we see happening, the Lord set up a guard in Ezekiel 38 to set up a bully against the bully, man. And when you go to Google and pull up that economic warfare, it's through tariffs, embargoes, and sanctions, man. Blockades. This is what Babylon been doing, and the rest of the world is tired of it, man. Everybody tired of America bullying, man. So the Lord, let's read this. Revelation 17 and 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. The missiles from the other nations. And they're gonna get supplied by Russia. Russia and North Korea, hey, and Iran, man. Iran, and let's say Iran and Russia, because these are the two, the Medes and the Persians. For God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and give the kingdom unto the beast until the words of God shall be fulfilled. Once the elect gets sealed, man, that's when it's gonna go, it's gonna all go down. Let me read this. Because it said the 10 horns upon the beast shall hate the whore, man. This is Jeremiah 50. Let's read this. This is Jeremiah 50. Listen to this. Jeremiah 50 in verse. Let's read now and again. For Lord will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations. And it showed you, it said Saudi Arabia, Ethiopia, Egypt. There's another article I did less than a couple months ago that said Lydia, man. And that's in Ezekiel 38. It say, for lo, I will raise and call to come up against thee an assembly of great nations from the north country. They come in, they joining Russia. So it's coming from Russia. And as the apostle always say, if you don't believe it's talking about Russia, go look at the map, show you Russia from the north, man. And they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence shall she be taken. The arrow shall be as of a mighty expert man, none shall return in vain. Look, it say from thence she shall be taken. They're gonna get shot off from another place, but they come in here. The arrow shall be as a mighty expert man, none shall return in vain. And Chaldea shall be a spoil, Babylon the Great. All that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith Yahweh. Listen, here's the reason why. Verse 11, because ye were glad, because ye rejoice, O ye destroyers of mine heritage, because ye are grown fat as the heifer at grass and bellow as bulls. I grew up in the country, man. I mentioned this before. My grandmother, my mom's mom, and another lady used to share a pastor, and they had cows like at least maybe 15 or 20, and they were splitting it. And I used to watch this one bull jump down all the other cows daily, man, every other day. It was like at least maybe 20. And one bull knocking them down, man. But what I saw every day, all day, from the time I woke up in the morning to go to school, daylight hit, I was at school. By the time I got home, from 3 till sundown, I saw cows eating grass all day, man. That's what they do all day. From the time sun up and they actually started walking around, they eat grass. That's why when you read James 5 and 1, it say they have heaped treasure together for the last days, man. The elites have they just sucked all the life out of every country, man. That's what these niggas do, man. And they doing it from America. Because ye were glad, because ye rejoice, O ye destroyers of mine heritage. Who destroyed the Israelites? It tell you in Matthew 11 and 12, the kingdom of heaven suffers violence, and the violent took it by force. By force. That's the buzzword. But ye were glad, because ye rejoice, O ye destroyers of my heritage, because ye are grown fat as the heifer at grass. A heifer is a cow. All they do is eat grass all day. Esau been sucking the life out of every country since they've been in power, man. Because ye are grown fat as the heifer at grass and bellow as bulls. You done did that so much to the nations. Your verse 12, your mother shall be so confounded. Who? Great Britain. That's what the Brexit was about. She that bear you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. Where's the hindermost of the nations? We standing in it. We living in it. Babylon the Great America, man. South Central North America and Canada, man. Because of the wrath of Yahweh, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be woefully desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues. I'm gonna get this too. Because all the allies that joined you bastards, they gonna suffer, man. Like my boy say, my boy saying, what it was, Blood Brothers. Was it Blood Brothers? No, Bloodline. Bloodline. That's the name of the movie. I used to like watching a movie called Bloodline. He said, man, your whole family gonna suffer, man. Your whole family gonna suffer, man. This is Psalms. Your whole family gonna suffer, man. This is Psalm 73 and 2. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more remembrance. But they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. And this is the point I want to make. The nations are confederating without the Edomite, well, without America, because Russian is Edomites, which the Lord gave charge over the whole movement, man. But the Lord gave them another option, what appears to be another option, which is to flock to another Edomite. The Lord cold, man. It said the tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes. Hey, and you Edomites, man, Ishmael and Moab, man, especially Ishmael. We talk about Edom. We talk about Esau, our uncle, our brother. He's a brother to our forefather. But to us, he's our uncle, man. We talking about Ishmael, our great uncle, man. This how y'all do us, you demon niggas? Don't worry. We waiting patiently. The tabernacles of Edom and the Ishmaelites of Moab and the Hagarenes, Gabal and Ammon and Amalek and Philistine with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also has joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Yeah, let's get this. Psalms, was it 71 and 10? For my enemies speak against me, and they that lay wait for my soul take counsel together. When you go to the book of Judith, is it Judith 16? Let me get some of this. As a matter of fact, I don't even want to read much of it. I just want to. In here, they want to cut the water off from Israel. So what these niggas did was got together, and it was. Let me just get you these names out of here. They want to get together and take away and shut off the water from Israel, right? So it was Moab. It was Moab, Ammon, and Edom, man. These niggas have always been together, man. It's in Judah from. Let me see. Bear with me here. Yep, right here. Judah 7. In Judah 7, yep, it says so the camp of the children of Ammon departed, and with them 5,000 of the Syrians, and they pitched in the valley and took the waters and the fountains of the waters of the children of Israel. It said, then the children of Esau went up with the children of Ammon and camped in the hill country over against Dothan, and they sent some of them toward the south. See, it say, thus all the company of Ashur remained about them, both their footmen, chariots, and horsemen, 40 and 30 days, so that all the vessels of water failed, all the inhabitants of Bethulah. Bethulah. Yeah, the children of Ashur. Same thing as saying Psalms 83, man. Ashur, the Assyrians, Esau, Ammon, and Moab was in here too. Yep, right here. Judah 7 and 8. Man, you niggas gonna pay, man. Then came unto him all the children of Esau, and all the governors of the people of Moab, and the captains of the seacoast, and said, let our Lord not hear a word, that there be not an overthrow in thy army. So he was saying, hey, if the Lord be with them, we can't mess with them. But if the Lord have forsaken them, we can take them. Yeah, man. Edom, Moab, Ammon, and Ashur, man. These niggas always been together, man. And that's what they're gonna pay, man. And the Lord have made the so-called white man bear. We are watching them destroy each other over there, man. And the Lord said in Amos 7, man, that they was going to our land gonna be divided by line, and we shall surely go into captivity far from our land. We watching these niggas fight over land that ain't even theirs, man. We talking about Uncle Ishmael and Uncle Esau, man. They call all y'all about some outside, man. Yeah, man. Demon niggas, man. It's okay. We watching everything unfold. We got courtside seats, man. Hey, the for tuning in, the for your precepts. It was something else I wanted to get. Because I'm making a point. All these nations, let me read this again, Obadiah, that joined with Esau, man. These niggas is separating, man. All the allies of America. And that's 109th where it was 193. It's like 198 nations that was joined to America through the UN, man. And they are, listen, Saudi Arabia is America's number one ally, or it was. How do you lose your number one ally, man? How does that happen, man? The Lord is called prophecy. Obadiah 1 and 7. All the men of thy confederates have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Matter of fact, let me get this in let's read this in the translation. This is NLT. Listen, all your allies will turn against you. They will help to chase you from your land. They will promise you peace while plotting to deceive you and destroy you. Your trusted friends will set traps for you, and you won't even know about it. Didn't they set traps for us and we didn't know about it? That's all over the scriptures, man. What does scripture say? Their foot shall fall into their own trap, man. Let me just get one. This is Proverbs. Let's just get one, because I'm gonna close out and make this no more longer. Proverbs 26 and verse 27. Whoso dig a pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth a stone, it will return upon him. See? So they set traps for us, man. They set plenty traps, which the scripture say in Proverbs and in our Psalms, his own foot is taken in, man. Because now the allies, this there was already prophecy from the beginning, man. The movie just had to play out. And that's why Habakkuk say what it says. Let's read that. This is Habakkuk. This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time. See? And it goes into that Second Thessalonians 2, when it said he shall be revealed in his time, man. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. So at the end, these things are speaking. In Jeremiah 49 and 10, the Lord said he have made Esau barren, man. But it was for an appointed time. At the end it shall speak. We close, man. We so close. We are so close, man. Let me get this one in Hebrews. This is Hebrews 10 in verse 37. For yet a little while, and he that shall come will come and will not tarry. Everything got to unfold. I got to get a couple more precepts, man. Second Ezra 4 and 28. It reads, But as concerning the things whereof thou asked me, I would tell thee, for the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. If that which is sown be not turned upside down, and if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, then cannot it come that is sown with good. This gotta happen, man. Let's get this. This is Second Ezra 11:39. Are not thou it that remainest of the four beasts who I made to reign in my world, that the end of their times, might come through them? Huh? Jeremiah chapter 50 and 45. Therefore hear ye the counsel of Yahweh that he have taken against Babylon, and his proposes that he have proposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. What are you going to do? Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them. Say the same thing in 2 Ezra 11:39. Let's read it again. Are not thou it that remaineth of the four beasts, whom I made to reign in my world, that the end of their times may come through them? That's why I say what it said in Revelation 13 and 2. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. So the feet of a bear is the Edomites, the Russians. The Lord is going to use, he said, I'm going to bring the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their sword against their beauty. Oh, let me get this one. This will be my last one. This is Zechariah 14. Let's read this. We know what's going on. You Edomites is exposed. Zechariah 14 and 13. And it shall come to pass in that day that a great tumult from Yahweh shall be among them. Who? Who? The Edomites and the other heathen nations, because they all had their hand on us. And it shall come to pass in that day that a great tumult from the Lord. Hold on. Did we read in Psalms 83 that they created a tumult? It say that the enemies, right? What do they do? Let me read it, man. Let's read it. Psalms 83. The same thing Esau did to us, the Lord is doing to them, man. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. So what the Lord is doing, let's read it again. Zechariah 14 and 13. And it shall come to pass in that day that a great tumult from Yahweh shall be among them, and they shall lay hold everyone on the hand of his neighbor, and his hand shall rise up against the hand of his neighbor. And Judah also shall fight at Jerusalem, and the wealth of all the heathen round about shall be gathered together, gold and silver and apparel in great abundance. And so shall be the plagues of the horse, of the mule, of the camel, and of the ass, and of all the beasts that shall be in these tents as this plague. Yeah. And it shall come to pass that everyone that is left of all the nations which came against Jerusalem shall even go up from year to year to worship the King, Yahweh of hosts, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, to keep the feast of tabernacles. Listen, you finna, hey, there's a tumult coming from Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. And as I love to bring out, let me make this my last one, Salakia. Isaiah, let's close with this. Isaiah 47 and 9. The Greek Empire, it when the so-called white man established the sword. This is when they established the sword, they established their wickedness. The Roman Empire is when they magnified the sword, they magnified their wickedness. The American Empire, the Babylon the Great Empire, is when they perfected the sword, they perfected their wickedness. Isaiah 47:9. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. Didn't this happen to us? Yeah, it did. The loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection. In what? In their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. Yeah. It's going to come, the destruction that's coming to the Edomites rulership. Babylon the Great and every other part of the world where the Edomites is in rulership and they destroying it, it's going to be destroyed with missiles, man. But it's going to come in perfection. What happened to us? When they say Joshua 1 wax fat and kick in Deuteronomy 32, we perfected our wickedness. And what did the Lord do? Destroyed us in perfection. The same thing going to happen to the Edomites and the heathen nations. Yahweh Shema Shai is going to destroy them in their perfection, man. It happened to us. Now it's your turn, you bastards. While tuning in, got to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rekah Korash. The bonus to the apostles and other bishops and others, great millstone, who well, who teach well, who are the apostles and others of all of Israel, ready to accept it or not. And a sincere salutation to all the Akim pushing this truth and believing this truth. But the four winds of the earth, the entire world shedding light to the hopeful elect. Shalom to the Akwath who are listening and learning. If you sisters who are listening and learning, to all for tuning in. May Yahweh Shema Shah continue to bless you in your houses. May the blessing of election be upon your houses. So next time I say Shalom, Wa Uba. Habathum to you, Akim and Akwath.